From the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's the Major Arena Soccer League. Today, the Milwaukee Wave hosting the Harrisburg Heat. And a pleasant good evening, everyone, wherever you may be. Tom went along with Wave's former team captain, Tenzin Rampa, as we greet you from the black turf of Panther Arena. Well, Tenzin, second night of a back-to-back at home here for the Wave, and they kicked it off with a big 12-5 victory over the Kansas City Comets last night. Milwaukee now 9-3, 4-2 at home, and starting to get some momentum here as we officially start the second half of the season as far as the Wave is concerned. 12 games down, 24-game regular season. Meanwhile, Harrisburg comes in at 9-6. They've dropped the last two, including a 9-6 loss last night in St. Louis. The Heats still in the midst of the playoff race, no question about it, but they don't have any more games left against Rochester, whom they won 6 earlier against this year. So I would think a sense of urgency for them starting right now to see if they get back on the winning track.
Absolutely, Tom. You know, there are multiple reasons why the Wave should not take the Harrisburg Heat lightly tonight. Although this is the third game of a long road trip for them, the Heat, very well coached by Pat Healy, very young, athletic. Their bodies can probably hold up in this third game, and the obvious playoff implications with tough opponents for both teams coming up this week. The Wave with the Tropics, the Blast coming up with the Sockers, and the Heat with the matchup for Pat Healy's old team, the Blast, coming up. So every game very important.
The Heat started this road trip with a tough 6-5 loss in overtime to Kansas City before going on to St. Louis and now here today. Now, meanwhile, Milwaukee playing game 4 of a 5-game homestand. And hopefully, Tenzin, the Wave has been able to kind of get their legs back, get the momentum back a bit with this home stretch. But there's no doubt, another tough one here today, and then you've got the Tropics rolling in next Sunday. So I'm sure Coach Giuliano Oliviero and company not going to let up in this one.
Absolutely, and what stuck out last night for me was when Coach Oliviero at halftime said we need to get back to our defensive ways, and that is no truer than a playoff team. You have to have your defensive identity set in stone in this latter part of the season, so it'll be very interesting to see if the Wave can continue on from last night.
Look for Rafa Diaz to get the start in nets again tonight, and hopefully he's in good form again as the Wave takes on Harrisburg. First of 2 this year. The two teams will wrap up the regular season in Harrisburg in March. We'll come back with more. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV. And welcome once again as we are just about set to start here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Panther Arena, as the Milwaukee Wave hosts the Harrisburg Heats. First of 2 meetings during the regular season between these clubs. They will meet again in Harrisburg to conclude the regular season on Sunday, March 22nd. But first things first today, Tom went along with former Wave team captain Tenzin Rampa. Again, we welcome everyone tuned in for today's telecast, whether you're from Milwaukee or the state of Wisconsin, Harrisburg or the state of Pennsylvania, the United States of America, the North American continent, the planet Earth, the International Space Station, our known solar system, or worlds beyond. Welcome, one and all. And this should be a good one today, Tenzin. 2 teams that I think normally would match up very well on equal rest. Now, it's kind of debatable who's had more rest. The Wave played last night, but they were here, got to sleep in their own beds and come right back without any travel. Meanwhile, Harrisburg on the 3rd game of a 4-day road trip, and it has been tiring and frustrating. A couple of losses mixed in there. So, again, they're a team that has a lot of depth like the Wave, but we'll see what kind of legs they've got today.
Yeah, you know, for Harrisburg, kind of a nightmare road trip for sure. But, you know, here's what we know. We know Pat Healy is a great coach, was a great player, won many championships, and they're young, right? And, you know, maybe that can offset some of these, you know, what would be potentially heavy legs. You got Ty Hall back in after serving his 1-game suspension. And it's a young, athletic Harrisburg team. And I really like what Pat Healy's done with his roster. He's gone young, so these guys are going to learn the game. They're going to get better and better. Not going to be an easy one for the Wave today.
No, a lot of talent on this Harrisburg team. And they will be going with Jesus Molina in the nets tonight. Willie Bonahini has been the main goalkeeper for Harrisburg this year. He started 9 games. Molina started 6. Molina 3-3 with a 5.09 goals against average, a 63.2% save percentage. And his counterpart for the Milwaukee Wave in his traditional pink jersey, Rafa Diaz. Rafa installed as the #1 keeper this year after sitting behind Josh Lemos the past 3 seasons. And mostly due to the fact that Josh had preseason knee surgery and is out for the year as Harrisburg kicks off going right to left. Diaz has got it. But Rafa has stepped up now into the #1 role. 7-1 with a 4.28 goals against average. Currently 3rd best in the league and the league's best save percentage at 76.3%.
And early on, you can see Harrisburg staying high. You know, I like that decision from Healy. They're gonna make Wave earn everything tonight.
Wave in the black uniforms going left to right as we look at the action. Marcio Liete with it. He is paired up in the back line right now with Derek Huffman as defenders. Chino at midfield with Alex Bradley and Ian Bennett running up front. Ball played in off the end board, and Molina is there to pounce on it. Crowd still filing in here, but it's not going to be a big one today. Major snowstorm here in the Milwaukee area, and it made commuting to the game rather challenging, to say the least. This is one day, Tenzin, I would not mind living downtown in order to commute to the game. So yeah. I'm sure you didn't mind it today.
No, absolutely. And, you know, the one downside is the plows usually come to us last, but that's all right. We're indoor soccer after all.
That's right. Yesterday we could have retracted the roof. It would have been a little chilly, but not too bad. Today is not the case. Not unless you want to play on snow. Heat now with the possession, working it around.
Molina breaking the initial Wave pressure with his feet. Good for his confidence.
Yeah, pretty good goalkeeping duo here for the Heat, Molina and Benahaney. Benahaney, the second-year man, and again, he's been their primary keeper, but with back-to-back games after last night in St. Louis for Harrisburg and 3 and 4 games, they can certainly spread out the minutes a bit for the goalkeepers. LSO trying to play it up ahead for Andre Hain. Andre made his season debut last night for the Wave, had a goal and an assist. Molina will dump to midfield. And now slide it across to the near wall as Will Eske, the former star at William and Mary University, both he and his teammate number 23 just got in the field. Marcel Berry, both former players at William and Mary, the tribe of William and Mary.
Yeah, right away you can tell Molina probably the better option with his feet between him and Benahaney. Many ways to play the indoor game, but one thing we do know, a goalie that's good with their feet is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, that can really help diffuse a lot of the pressure from the defensive end. Tavoy Morgan with it right there. Morgan, a second-year player who was a member of the MASL rookie team last year. He had 2 goals last night. And the other man who tallied a pair last night, their leading goal scorer, Dominic Francis, had a pair. Francis now with 25 goals, 4th in the league in goal scoring as LSO draws the foul there. Ian Bennett of the Wave with 27, along with Frank Tayu of Ontario and Enrique Cañas of Sonora, all tied for the league leadership in goals with 27. And we got a foul off the ball against the Heat. I believe it's going to be called against Tavoy Morgan. Rich Grady, Jamie Walter working the game here today. A couple of veteran officials. Barry with some pressure there as Diaz knocks it upfield.
Tavoy Morgan and Dominic Francis, 2 players that I had highlighted earlier in this game. Very impressive from what I've seen so far. Early on, learning the game, but learning it very quickly.
Now Ian Bennett comes away with it. Finds Max Ferdinand in the middle. That's your IMAX tandem of Ian and Max. Ian 4 goals last night to pace the Wave in that 12-5 victory over Kansas City. Max with 2 goals and 2 assists. And that first goal that Max scored was sensational. Good job there. Daniel Chamale getting his return to the lineup after missing 5 games. And I'm sure Coach Oliviero looking for some major contributions tonight for Daniel. He's well rested and ready to go. 4th-year player out of Humber College up in Ontario near Toronto. Diaz. Play it up for Max. Patrick Thompson marking him there. Max trying to turn and get to the end board, centering across. Cleared out by the Heat. Eske with it now. Backs it up for Molina. Wave trying to keep the pressure on. Thompson will work it back to Eske in the middle. Drew Wiedemann cutting across. Ball deflects off Eske. It'll be Wave possession. Still looking at our first goal with 10:16 to go here, first period. Other action in the MASL, one final. The Utica City team with a 11-3 victory over Rochester Lancers. Utica City now tied with Milwaukee for second place in the East. Both 9-3. Florida tops the Eastern Conference with a mark of 13-1. Tropics winning their 8th straight last night, an 8-5 victory over San Diego down in Lakeland. And Blast also hosting Orlando right now, even as we speak. And even though it's not a regular season contest, the Kansas City Comets playing an exhibition game down in Wichita today. So after they were here in Milwaukee last night, they had to hightail it to Wichita for today's matchup against the M2 Wings. I gotta believe the fans in Wichita are gonna be fired up for that one.
Been very impressed with Molina's composure on the ball behind their yellow. So far, 100%.
He'll launch it long. Wiedemann there to head it away. Francis bumps it forward to Nelson Santana, the 41-year-old veteran.
Ooh.
Now rolled in. Diaz will scoop that one up. Yeah, Santana, who's been around for many years in arena soccer, now in his second year with the Heat. Still pretty spry for a 41-year-old, number 77. Shot, save, Diaz! As he goes down to make the stop on Devoy Morgan. That was a good crack by Morgan. And Diaz able to make the save with no rebound.
Yeah, and again, I think a player like Santana speaks to the composition of this team that Healy's been able to put together.
Take away there as Marcel Berry came in for the shot. Save made Diaz. Now, Chad Vandergriff will move it up for Andre Hain, trying to come 2-on-4 with LSO. Andre tried to move it across, pass deflected. Santana will track it down, looking long. Ty Hall coming off the bench, Ty Hall coming in, and stopped by Diaz. Rafa again, coming up big. Hall coming right off the bench on a change that time, and he got behind the defense, but Rafa coming out to cut the angle and shutting him down. And Rafa off to a good start today. I thought he looked very sharp last night, Tenzin, and he is right there again today so far. Hain coming in, scramble in front, and cleared away just as Huffman was going to try to jam it in. Now Marcio cuts it off. Coming forward, 4-on-3. Marcio top of the area, shot and goal! Marcio! Unassisted at 7:33, and the Wave leads it 1-0.
And it's all about the first touch right there for Marcio. Beautiful weighted first touch with the outside of his foot. Puts him into stride. Waits, and just does what he does best. Side foots it into the corner. Excellent.
Fourth goal of the season for Marcio. He is now on a 3-game goal-scoring streak. Had a goal and a couple of assists last night. 4 goals, 14 assists for 18 points. We'll be back with more. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV.
Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Back in Milwaukee, Wave draws first blood on the goal from Marcio Leite, his 4th of the year unassisted at 7:33. 1-0 Wave over the Harrisburg Heat. Hey fans, MASL Primetime is the new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bashanevsky hosts a 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode, MASL Primetime. And we'll also give you this week's episode as well on halftime, as much as we can show during the halftime break. Remember, you're watching the Wave and the Heats on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. And remember, you can get the latest on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. So the Wave scoring first, second straight game that they have scored the first goal. Only the third time in 6 home games this year that they have, but Wave has been able to win most of those. They're 4-2 at home as part of their 9-3 record. The Heat is 4-5 on the road as part of their 9-6 mark. So until this road trip started, they were actually above 500 on the road. Coming off an overtime loss in Kansas City on Thursday, and then last night's 9-6 setback in St. Louis. St. Louis, by the way, improved to 8-8. But they're going to have to try and overcome the absence of Tony Walls, who played his last game with the team last night, to resume his outdoor career. That is not going to be easy for the Ambush. But I have to say, Tenzin, I am impressed the way the Ambush have improved this year. You know, Everton had the team in the right direction last year, and they've taken another stride this year.
Absolutely, getting some key contributions from guys that have been on that roster for a while, so that's always good to see.
Molina getting pressure from
wow.
Chino. Chino trying to go for the empty net, can't do it. Cut off by Hundelt.
That might be the first time I have seen that.
Keeper trying to bike it out of the zone, and Molina almost worked himself into trouble, but was able to avoid further ado. Kevin Hundelt was able to get back and help out defensively.
Great outlet right there. Anytime that defender can play that long diagonal outlet, usually will result in a numbers up situation. That time the Wave able to get back.
And we got a foul and a little extracurricular after Santana put down Guilherme Vega. Check it out one more time in the Wisconsin Vision instant replay. And Vega taking offense to the contact there. Then Chamali moved in. Well, Santana's going to go to the box, and I believe somebody else in Milwaukee. I would think Guilherme Vega also. You can tell Nelson Santana not very happy with getting penalized along with, now actually Chamali. I thought it would be Vega, but Chamali, I guess, because he was the third man in, if you will.
Yeah, and you know, Chamali came in there actually to just remove Santana from the situation. Not sure if the blue really is warranted there on that one. Santana for sure wasn't, you got to look at the replay to see what happened on the ground there. We were kind of shielded.
So Daniel Chamali will stay in the box for a couple of minutes for the Wave. Well, Santana got hit with a yellow card. All this happening at 9:34 of the first period. So Santana gonna go 5 on a misconduct, yellow. And Daniel Chamali, still waiting to see exactly how long he's going to be in there. At least 2, but possibly 5. You see Rich Grady talking with the 2 captains, Ian Bennett from Milwaukee and DePrima for the Harrisburg Heat.
A 4v4 situation here for the next 2 minutes. Wave fans, let's hear it. Come on.
So, just about set to get it started again. Want to remind you fans that outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune into Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. Well, it's been a long season for Soccer Sam and the Rochester Lancers. But I'll tell you what, Tenzin, if the fans can have some patience with the organization, I believe eventually he's going to bring a very successful team to Rochester. They've had outstanding fan support, and they've got an excellent coach. And Doug Miller, and just really outstanding organization. So
Yeah,
good things ahead, hopefully, for the Lancers.
and I got to give it up to the guys in that locker room because, you know, I've been watching these games and they are playing and the body language is good. You know, they understand that it's going to be a process and that it's a complicated game, and a lot of these guys are newer players. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Right now, the Heat trying to figure out how to equalize this game, trailing 1-0 with 4.5 to go here in the first period. Daniel Biela, 4 assists last night in the loss to St. Louis. He now leads the MASL in assists with 20 so far this year. Also has 9 goals for 29 points. Dylan Hundelt, whose father Kevin was a big-time star, the old St. Louis Steamers and Ambush. I don't remember Kevin Hundelt during his playing days in the 90s, but he was one heck of a player. Defender who could, not only could defend, but he could spark the offense out of the back as well. Just a tremendous two-way player. Foul called. And Dylan has really started to come into his own here.
Good player. Yeah, you know, these 4v4 situations are very interesting. You know, it's almost risk versus reward.
So both guys went for 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, and then Santana got an additional 5, apparently, for the yellow card. And Molina trying to serve it out of the zone. He put it right into the way bench. So restart coming from Milwaukee, top of the arc.
Yeah, first real miscue there from Molina. Could be costly though.
Let's see if the Wave can take advantage. This might be our first attacking zone restart on either side tonight. Max will move up and ball step over Marcio coming up. Marcio will try to thread the needle down low, and it was broken up. Keeps it alive, but DePrima will clear. Chamali is there. Chamali is bumped from behind. The foul is called. Savoy Morgan picking up his second. Remember, in the MASL, you get 3 personals in each half. On your 4th, it equals a blue card. So Morgan's got to be careful now. He's already got 2 fouls here with 3:15 left to go in the first period. We have not seen Gerger Gibson yet. He is dressed, but I know that he's ailing a bit there, Tenzin. So Morgan's going to have to be prepared to play some big minutes up front. He and the rest of the forwards here today for Harrisburg. But he's still a relatively young man.
Yeah.
Should be able to go for a while.
You know, Gerger, big body. I see the knee brace as well. Could be affecting him. But, again, this is a young Heat roster. I don't think it's going to affect him as much as we may think.
Speaking of Morgan, he's got it. Leaving for the trailer, De Oliveira running by. Deflected away. Morgan will track it down. Out for Hundelt. And meanwhile, Tavoy Morgan getting a call for a foul as Vega was sliding out down there. Boy, that's a tough call against Morgan there, especially for his 3rd foul. Check it out one more time. Battling with Vega. Well, he gave him a bit of a shove there.
Yeah,
Marcio
you know,
comes in with a shot save. But
anytime you have that elbow that high, and, you know, one thing that Vega is going to bring is he's going to be a pest on defense. So, you know, keeping your emotions in check, and you probably don't get that foul called against you.
right at midfield, Pereira starting up, but I believe they're going to get Vega for the foul prior to that. There's a look at Guilherme, the 34-year-old, now in his 5th season with the Wave. 35, I should say, but he definitely looks younger than that. Much younger. Played his college ball at Union University in Tennessee. Originally from Brazil. Chino with it now, working up against Gerger Gibson. And you can see that big knee brace that Gerger is working with down there. So he is certainly not 100%, but giving it everything he's got today for sure. Huge game for both teams, but especially for the Heats. Chino doing well to head it for Diaz. Rafa fires out to midfield. Alex Bradley has it, now looking for Pereira on the diagonal run. Isaac, who had a couple of goals last night. And credited his new haircut for giving him a little extra step there that helped him have a good game. And I got to believe, Tenzin, he could keep that hair pretty short if he keeps scoring a couple of goals a game.
Yeah, you know, I like this one from Isak. Yeah, I've seen many of his haircuts, and some have been better than others. This one suits him best, I think.
LSO trying to make a move, but having no success. He got cut off by Gibson that time. Now the ball played squared to Dominic Francis. Hundelt, past the middle. LSO there to break it up.
Good
now
touch.
nudges ahead. Isak trying to play off the inboard, but swept away that time by Danny DePrima. Isak keeps it alive, and off the inboard, the carom comes to the goalkeeper, Molina. So a bit of a flurry from the Wave, some good upfield pressure that created. Vega steps up to make the play, but took a blow to the ribs.
From Bradley, I think.
Yeah, as Alex was converging as well, didn't see Vega and caught him with an elbow right in the ribs, and sure might have knocked the wind out of him there a little bit. You can see Guilherme is in some pain down there, and they're going to give the ball to Heat. GK gets distribution with 9.9 seconds left to go in the first period. So we'll see how Guilherme is. He was just coming back from a sprained ankle that he had suffered earlier this week in practice. And as the buzzer sounds, that will do it. One goal in the first period that belongs to the Waves' Marcio Liete. Unassisted at 7:33 of the first, while that man, goalkeeper Rafa Diaz, did a great job to keep the sheet clean for Milwaukee. We'll take a break, come back with the second period. This is Wave Soccer on MASL TV.
A small box that opens wide a large window of opportunities. Your smartphone. You can still use it to make calls, yes, but it is also your connection with a long-lost friend. Or the latest news. It's your means of entertainment. Your in-house grocery store. And now, it even becomes your bank. Yes, your bank. Introducing Waterstone Bank's mobile banking with mobile check deposit. With it, experience banking all through the day, all through the night, at all places, on all kinds of devices. All at your fingertips. Not only can you access your account anywhere, you can even use your mobile phone to deposit checks remotely. Just take a picture of the front and back of your endorsed check with your iPad, iPhone, or Android and get set to deposit it without going anywhere. It couldn't be simpler or more convenient. And the best part? It's completely free. Waterstone Bank's mobile banking with mobile check deposit. Download the app today.
Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
We are Dental Associates, a passionate team dedicated to providing care for your entire family. From a simple cleaning to braces, Invisalign, wisdom teeth removal, dentures, and dental implants, we conveniently do it all. Best of all, we're a family-owned business headquartered in Milwaukee.
Our team members are Wisconsin families like yours, with the mission to improve lives beyond dentistry.
Contact us today to schedule your next appointment.
Hupy and Abraham has been voted best by the public year after year. Now, top media outlets have rated them best personal injury law firm.
You only have one opportunity to call the best.
Hupy and Abraham.
I got almost $4 million.
800,000.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business. Call Hupy and Abraham, 800-800-5678, and get their win or it's free guarantee. Cupid.
Second period set to kick off. Wave in the black uniforms. They will go right to left on the black turf. The only one of its kind in North American professional soccer. 1-0 ball game on the strength of Marcio Leite's unassisted goal at 7:33 of the first. His 4th of the season. Max trying to dig it out with a couple of defenders. Ty Hall with an aggressive try to get the ball, and he puts down Max. And arguing with Rich Grady, I don't think Rich is very impressed. Check it out one more time. Ty coming off a 1-game suspension, doing a red card he incurred Thursday night in Kansas City. He looks to be a very frustrated player right now. But the Heat need him. They need him to keep his presence, stay in the game. Chino lays it off. CVG thought about the shot. He'll work it back outside. Vandergriff and Leite, the defenders right now. Chino at midfield with Ian and Max running up front, the IMAX tandem. Marcio looking for some movement from somebody. Finally has to just dish it across to Chino. Chino against Patrick Thompson. Chino, of course, one of the best in the league working the boards when he's got the possession. Max trying to get top of the area. DePrima chasing him. Max will crank up the shot, blocked by Francis. Nice job there by Vandergriff to keep it. Chino off the board, looking in front. Ian's got a shot, save, Molina! And he covers up. That's a big-time save right there. Oh, Ian inside out. He had one going, and a great save by Molina. Well, there's no question both goalkeepers have come to play today. Rafa looked very sharp for Milwaukee in the first period, and Molina has played well as well. And that was the save of the game on either side. Dumped into the corner, Gibson with it. Gertrude Gibson, another longtime arena soccer veteran.
So important to wrap up players in the box off of the wall. You can't get caught ball watching, but next thing you know, it's going to be in the back of your net. That time, Ian Bennett just wide open.
Heat works it out the perimeter. There's Dylan Hundelt with it. Hundelt, a St. Louis native. Came to the Heat last year, and he has been an excellent pickup for the Harrisburg squad. Outlet pass, Alex Bradley. Sir Alex will move it back to LSO as the Wave will work it around in the back. Now Derek Huffman with it. Derek, the Elgin, Illinois native. Played his college soccer at UIC as well as SIUE at Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. Acquired by the Wave earlier this season along with Mario Alvarez from the Orlando Seawolves. LSO trying to fire from long range. Pass shot was deflected. Back from Molina. Chips it out toward midfield, and that one's going to bounce up in the scorer's box where Scotty Fellows, the scoreboard operator, makes the play.
And that right there, when you don't have an option, those are your safe outlets right there if you're Molina. So, you know, that's better than giving it away inside your yellow, so not a bad decision.
Chamale will work it across to Derek Huffman. Huff the Stuff, his nickname. Now to the corner, Andre Hain. Andre plays it off the end board and right between a couple of convergent teammates. Back comes the Heat. The Yellow with it will work it across. Harrisburg, normally a pretty good possession team. They will make you work on defense, that's for sure. But no doubt, you've got to have a goalkeeper that can use his feet. Molina, very good, as you point out, Tenzin. Willie B, Benahaney, not bad. Improving, second-year player. Of course, that's always been a key for Milwaukee. Josh Lemos, one of the premier ball handling goalkeepers, maybe the best in the MASL the last few years. But Rafa, not bad with his feet, that's for sure. Doesn't have the arm that Josh has, but he is very competent. And handling the ball with his feet.
What I see is a Harrisburg team that is going to be very, very good in a year or two, because I see a collection of guys that can all play the game at a high level. It's just a little nuances of the game that they're going to have to iron out, and they got a coach that knows how to do it. You know, played for a championship Baltimore Blast, and you know, he's going to be able to teach these guys.
Pat Healy's got a handful of rings from his days as a player of the Blast. His father, Kevin, was the longtime GM there, and now working in the front office with the Harrisburg Heat as well. So the Healy's moving from Baltimore to Harrisburg. They had a very successful run in Baltimore, and as you said, Tenzin, I would expect they're going to be pretty successful in Harrisburg as well. Heat in its first 2 seasons of the MASL was 1-18 and 2-18. Then they went to 10-10. The only time they've been to the postseason in 16-17. 6-16, and then 11-13 last year in Pat Healy's first season as coach of the team. So trying to get in the playoffs for the second time in their 6-year run in the MASL. And again, they're very much in the mix.
Here they are
right
competing with the Blast for that 4th playoff spot right now.
Andre was going to get ready for the big bike, and before he did, the whistle blew. They called the foul on him.
We'd expect that from him. Molina, not so much. But, you know, to kind of telegraph that one a little bit.
Now, the Yela had some space. They try to work it across. Good read there that time by Vega to clear it out. Only goal in the contest, unassisted by Marcio Leite midway through the first, and that's been it. Otherwise, a fairly tight game, although each team has had some opportunities, but the keepers have been huge in this game so far. Andre for Max. They'll come up 2-on-3. Now Max, that looked like he was going to slow it down. Instead turns, coming to the line with Andre. Wade was looking to change behind.
It's a good decision there from Max and Andre. Allow for a line change.
Now we've had a few more fans filter in here today. All credit to them. Again, big snowstorm outside. It was not easy to get here. Ian on the left foot. Shot partially blocked. Ian trying to follow, but Molina able to pounce on it. Lobs it out toward midfield, and nice job there by Vega to keep it in. And Guillerme dumped on the play. Foul called on Malcolm Harris that time. In for Alex Bradley. Alex trying to hold off De Oliveira. De Oliveira, one of the players who followed the Heelys from Baltimore. He was a very solid defender for the Blast, and he's been a good stabilizer in the back for the Heat.
You know, and one thing that Vega did really well right there, it's a skill that goes often underlooked in indoor, is the ability to absorb pressure along the boards. Him, Vega, initiating the contact right there and drawing the foul. Very important in this game.
Now LSO has got a little bit of space as he starts up. Working against Dominic Francis. Rolled in, cleared out. Marcio will get there. Wave doing a better job to maintain the possession here. LSO, nice little flick back. They tried to work it to Alex Bradley, but good step up there by De Oliveira to break it up. But again, the Wave keeping the possession. LSO against Francis. Luan trying to find Bennett. Top of the area, comes out. Vandergriff with a shot just wide. And again, ball cycles out. Well, this unit for Harrisburg got to be feeling it. They've been on the field for a long time, and they're playing their third game in 4 nights. We'll see if the Wave can wear them down a bit here. Vandergriff with it will look for Bradley. Alex in his second year at the Wave, third in the league, out of Loras College in Dubuque, originally coming over from England. Matty Yang trying to see if he can work out of pressure, and he does as he gets it back from Marcio. Matthew Yang, the rookie out of Milwaukee, Hamilton, and Newbury Parkside, has become a regular part of the Wave's rotation here as of late. Wave loses it. Santana dumps it long. Yela had it. Top of the area, Barry poked away, but Heat will retain the possession. Now Danny DePrima with it. DePrima, third-year player out of North Carolina State. The NC State Wolfpack. Wave one time had a former NC State player. Shot save made by Rafa. And a good job there by Hundelt to keep it alive. Stays in play to the near side. Good hustle, though, by Isaac Pereira to come back and get it for Diaz.
Harrisburg doing a nice job finding Gibson in the low post, but just not able to time a good run to him. Wave doing a good job following their runners.
Max starts upfield, now stops it. He's been a maestro today, controlling the ball at midfield for the Wave. Boy, this game moving along here. Just 5:20 left to go here in the first half. Huffman will get it out for Chamali. Both those guys had missed the game on January 25th due to injuries, but they're back out there now. In fact, Huffman was in there last night. Chamali coming back today. Huffman will crank a shot just wide left. Good low strike there by Derek. Just a bit wide. Hall back for Molina. Pass up. Chino initially broke it up. Now Chamali will step up. Here comes Chamali across the line. Daniel coming in. Toe poke off the board. Huffman gets it. He looks, tries to shoot or pass, but it's deflected away. But again, the Wave keeping possession. Chino chips it to Huffman, bangs it off the board, in front, shot to go! Andre Haynes from Huffman! It's 2-0 Milwaukee!
Well done by Huffman right there, opting to play it high off the boards. Anytime you play a ball off the boards in the box, it creates stress on the defense. Andre right there, we know he's good at his overhead kicks. Well done.
Brilliant conversion there. And Milwaukee takes a 2-0 lead. So Andre with his second goal this weekend, 2 goals in 2 games. And Derek Huffman getting an assist. And for Derek, his 3rd assist of the year. And we got a timeout on the field. So we'll take a break. Milwaukee 2, Harrisburg nothing. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV. Some crowd here today at Panther Arena. Doreen Michaels in the middle of the crowd there. And see some of the birthdays being celebrated here today. So the Wave will wrap up this homestand with a game coming up a week from today. And it's a big one. The Florida Tropics, team with the second best record in the league, tops of the Eastern Conference. 13-1, winners of 8 straight. The only team to defeat them so far was the Milwaukee Wave down in Lakeland. That was back on December 28th. And the teams have split 2 games so far this year. Florida defeated Milwaukee in the home opener, a 5-4 overtime conquest by the Tropics. Anyway, you want to be on hand to see that one. That's a week from today, Sunday, February 16th. Another 5:07 start. You can order your tickets online at MilwaukeeWave.com, your source for everything Wave. Whether it be tickets, news, information, apparel, youth camps, MilwaukeeWave.com. You can also call the Rock Ventures Milwaukee Wave, Milwaukee Milkman office. That's 414-224-WAVE, 414-224-9283. We will look forward to seeing you at the arena next Sunday. It will be rocking. All right. Heat kicks off after the latest goal by Milwaukee. Andre Hain, his second of the year. Derek Huffman with the assist. That was Derek's third assist of the year for 3 points. That was his first point as a member of the Milwaukee Wave. He had the previous 2 assists playing with the Seawolves earlier this year in Orlando. So congrats to Derek for getting his first point. A very creative assist there to Andre, and a spectacular finish by Andre Hain.
It's been a good addition for sure. And if you're Harrisburg right now, 2-0 with under 4 minutes left to go away on your third game, you're not panicking right now. You cannot allow this game to get away from you, though. 3-0, 4-0, that's a whole other story.
Takeaway here is Will Eskay trying to get around Marcio Leite. Good hustle back by Marcio. Rafa Diaz plays it out. Guillermo Vega lost it. Gibson coming in. Gibson with a shot save made by Diaz. Again, Rafa reading the play superbly there to come out and make the save. Now the Heat increasing the upfield pressure a bit here. And they got 1 turnover. Now LSO ahead to Marcio. Marcio tried to flick one on toward goal. Molina dove out with Bennett waiting right there at the doorstep. Chipping to midfield. Santana trying to win it. Good job by Bradley to step back and get it for Milwaukee. And Chamali will play it back for the keeper. Boy, Rafa, again, another impressive first half in the nets for Milwaukee. He looked great last night. Played the first 56 minutes, giving up 3 goals before Matt Eisold came on to finish up in that 12-5 Milwaukee victory.
You know, after talking to some of the guys in the locker room, they feel like they've had 2 solid weeks of training, very sharp, intense training sessions, and it's showing in the last 2 games. Guys' touches are sharp, taking the balls out of the air, great first touches, smoothing the play out. Looks good.
And swarming defense.
Exactly.
And there's one of the guys right there, Matthew Yang. Boy, Matty looks like one of those guys who could just run for 60 minutes if he never came out. Knocked ahead, Marcel Berry. Berry trying to get around the keeper, and a great job by Rafa to stick out that big paw and smother him. Berry has got some pretty good speed and elusiveness, and he turned the corner that time, but a good job by Rafa to cut him off. Said both Berry and Will Eskay played at William & Mary. They might have been teammates there for at least 1 season playing for the Tribe, but that's a pretty good school soccer-wise. They usually turn out some pretty good players there. Andrew Hoxie from the Baltimore Blast, former player at William & Mary. And again, Milwaukee's defense preventing the Heat from really developing much of an offensive attack here so far today. Now Santana racing up against Isaac Pereira. Good job with Isaac to stay with him. Dominic Francis with it. Boy, I'll tell you, the Wave has done a good job to contain him. He is their leading goal scorer with 25, and they have prevented him really from having any opportunities so far. Hain with it. Will lay it back for Drew Wiedebach. Drew, the veteran out of Mequon Homestead High School and UW Milwaukee, and I believe Milwaukee might get penalized for having too many men on the field. It was a pass coming to the near side, and Hain had to jump on real quick to get it to prevent a turnover. Rich Grady talking it over with the other official.
Yeah, not sure they're going to get away with too many men there. Looked like they had just enough and he'd come off the other bench.
So they're still discussing it. See Giuliano Oliviero waving his finger no. And I believe you're right, Tenzin. They have waved it off. So the Heat very disappointed. They were hoping to get a power play. No power plays as of yet tonight. Only 2 penalties issued. 1 for each team. The concurrent unsportsmanlike calls to Santana and Chamali back in the first period. Actually, Santana did receive an additional yellow card.
Yeah, it's good that it wasn't too many men, but irregardless, no eye contact between the two players, and had Andre not seen that at the last moment, could have been a 1v0.
Yeah, that was pretty alert play there by Andre Hain on the miscommunication by Drew Wiedewack. But I'll tell you though, Drew has definitely emerged a bit this year, Tenzin. Put in a lot of work over the years. Another local guy, another Milwaukee Panther, so he's got a great soccer heart to him.
Yeah, it's all about taking your opportunities when they come. A lot of our guys have done that this year, and it's been great to see.
You can see Rich Grady talking with Pat Healy, the Harrisburg coach. Talking with Larry Sales, the Wave administrative assistant, former trainer today. And he caught Pat today when they were doing laundry for Harrisburg earlier today, and he said, Pat looked like he hadn't had much sleep. Ahead, Isaac trying to walk in, plays it off the inboard, goes across. Chino will get it, still 20 seconds left. Chino will push it across for Max. So still could be a chance for the Wave. Max will fire one in, it deflects away. Chino will dump one into the box, but looks like Harrisburg is going to be able to clear. Knocked down by a handball on Vandergriff. And they're going to give Isaac a warning. Okay, that's good official. I thought for sure Rich Grady might be pulling the card, but that's just a warning there. 2.5 seconds left to go. You'd hate to start the second half with Isaac sitting out for 5 minutes because of a delay again. And that will do it for the first half. Well, solid first half for the Wave, especially on defense. A couple of timely goals from Marcio Leite in the first, Andre Hain in the second, and some great work by that man right there, Rafa Diaz. Playing as well as any game this year, and Rafa's had a lot of good ones so far this year. 2-0 Milwaukee. We will keep it right here. Get ready for Van McNeil's interview with Coach Oliviero. Real quickly, Tenzin, your thoughts?
It's been good. If you're
okay, let's send it down to Van McNeil.
Time for our Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Coach's Corner, checking in with head coach Giuliano Oliviero. Setting that pace early. I was a little worried here. These back-to-back games that we're going to be a little tired. That's not the case here.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of back-to-back games all season. I thought we did okay. I think we can do a lot better. I thought Rafael Diaz played a great first half, and we got a lot out of him. He had to do more than we wanted him to. But again, Harrisburg, just a really well-coached team. They're playing really well.
And one of those teams that we haven't seen in a while. They've been in contenders, Kansas City. In overtime, they lost that one. A little worried going into this today's game, but we've got this, right?
Yeah, we've got this. I mean, they got a lot of young legs. They're not going to give up. They run really well. They get up and down the field really well. And we know we got our work cut out for us in this next 30 minutes.
All right, we'll let you get back to the locker room. Head coach Giuliano Oliviero, our Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Coach's Corner. Lots more to come. We're live tonight from UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. This is Milwaukee Wave Soccer.
This is Little Switzerland.
Coming up next on MASL Primetime, two league heavyweights squared off south of the border as San Diego and Monterey went toe-to-toe. Rochester was looking for its first win of the season and provided one of the goals of the year. Utica got pushed to the limit by St. Louis, and Harrisburg Heat goalie William Bonahene joins us via Skype to talk about his team's incredible resurgence this season. Get your dancing shoes on. MASL Primetime is coming up next. This is MASL Primetime. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. It's now been just over 9 months, but if you mention last season's Western Conference Final to San Diego Sockers fans, it's still a pretty tender subject. After putting together a nearly flawless regular season record of 23 wins against just a single loss, the Sockers faced Monterey for the right to advance to the Ron Newman Cup Final, but the Flash happily dashed the hopes and dreams of Sockers fans by upsetting them on the road in San Diego. Now, they had to wait 9 long months, but finally, the blue and gold had their first shot at revenge last Monday as the two squads squared off south of the border. Highlights in this segment are brought to you by Mitre Soccer. Mitre is the official soccer ball of the MASL. It's safe to say this was the most highly anticipated game of the season so far. Arena Monterrey was jammed, 6,000 on hand to take it all in. And as mentioned, San Diego was looking for revenge, but it's the home side that hits first. Beautiful pass off the boards from Brian Aguilar to Eric Rosas. 1-0. Back come the visitors, though. No style points, but it's the end result that matters. Taylor Bond makes it 1-1. Again, though, the Sockers getting burned by the pass off the boards. Hugo Puentes there to deposit. Second quarter, with Monterrey up 3-1, San Diego cuts into their lead. Brandon Escoto to Slava Jupi Paripovic. 3-2. Back and forth they went. Eduardo Gray crushing it past Boris Pardo. Let's skip ahead to the fourth quarter now. Monterrey up 7-5. At this point, Eric Tovar with a screamer to make it a 1-goal game. Then with just under a minute left, Luis Ortega's shot gets deflected in. That tied things up, and that set up the dramatic overtime finish in Monterrey. Eduardo Garay playing the hero for Monterrey. San Diego's revenge will have to wait for another day. The Sockers' Mexican adventure continued in Sonora. Keeper Boris Pardo gets tested early on, but sprawls to make the nice stop. Craig Childs, San Diego's all-time leading scorer, and he had another massive game going right through the legs here of Irving Murillo. Childs just clinical on those free kicks. 1-0. 2 minutes later, it's Luis Ortega smashing it past Alejandro Gallardo. That makes it 2-0 for the Sockers on the beautiful goal. The Solas cut that lead in half, though. Gustavo Rosales to Eric Flores for the finish, and he climbs the glass. Pretty pumped up, as was Mr. Sun himself at the end of the quarter. Second quarter, trailing 3-2. Gustavo Rosales going short side on Pardo, and he does a little glass climbing himself. And then it's Jesus Avendano with one of the goals of the week. Scintillating strike. Pardo just can't catch up to it. Sonora, its first lead, up 4-3. Second half, San Diego would equalize. First, it's Childs on the doorstep, and then with the score 5-5, Eduardo Velez with pretty much the same play right on the goal line. The Sockers would keep control the rest of the way as they dropped Sonora by a 9-6 count to go 1-1 on their Mexican adventure. An East-West matchup, Dallas hosting the red-hot Florida Tropics. And Victor Pereras had a big game for the Tropics, and he gets them on the board. Just 27 seconds in, he smokes the one-timer past Carlos Enriquez, the first of many for FLA. Late in the quarter, Drew Ruggles, the perfect pass to Ricardo Carvalho. Second half, Luca Teixeira leaves Enriquez no chance with the quick strike. 4-0 at that point. And then another beauty, Josh Sandoval. Florida seriously was giving a clinic on how the arena game should be played. They shut out the sidekicks. Pereras talked to Matt Thornton afterwards about his early goal.
It was a good goal. It's good to start early on the scoreboard. I think it gave my teammates a little bit of confidence to go and play the game we were supposed to play. And I'm happy with that.
Okay, let's take a look at your MASL points leaders through 11 weeks of play, and Leo the Legend continues to lead the way with 38 points, followed by Brian Aguilar, Nick Pereira, last year's MVP, Enrique Cañez, Ricardo Carvalho, and Frank Tayu. Hey, welcome back to MASL Primetime. The Harrisburg Heat have been one of the most improved teams in the league this season. After finishing with a sub-500 record last year, Harrisburg had shot out to an 8-4 record through 10 weeks of play, but not everybody was completely sold quite yet on their resurgence. 6 of their 8 victories, after all, had come against the winless Rochester Lancers, while Harrisburg had a chance to shut their detractors up once and for all last weekend if they could take down a strong Tacoma squad that was brimming with confidence, coming off a win against the previously unbeaten Monterey Flash. Tacoma entered the game on a high, but boy, they dug themselves a deep hole in this one. First minute of play, Patrick Thompson gets his head on it to make it 1-0 for the Heat. 5 minutes later, Tavoy Morgan with one of the primetime plays of the week, no doubt about it. Spins off his man, dances past Danny Waltman, killer moves. With the score 2-1, Ty Hall gets chopped down inside the box. Dom Francis will take the penalty, and the Huddersfield Hammer doesn't miss those. Top shelf to make it 3-1. Patrick Thompson played like a man possessed against Tacoma. 3 goals on the day, this being the second as he manages to poke it past Waltman. 4-1 for the Heat. Now, I mentioned Tacoma dug itself a hole. Well, they were down 6-1 when Douglas Lima cuts it to 6-2. And then Nick Pereira gets going, which is always bad news for the opposition. 6-3. Harrisburg was up 7-5 in the second half when Alex Morgan jumps all over the miscue here and pulls the Stars to within a single goal. But every time they got close, Harrisburg would push them away. Ty Hall, the header on the doorstep, to pad their lead a bit more. Late in the fourth now, final minute, Tacoma down by 2 with the 6th man out on the floor. Pereira makes it a 1-goal game, but that's as close as they would get. Harrisburg wins a wild one. Pereira talked afterwards about how he liked how his team fought back, but ultimately it was just a bridge too far on this day.
And the second we started to decide to match the energy they were putting out, I think the tide changed. Unfortunately for us, it took us too long, and it's too big of a hole. And having said that, we ended up only losing by 1, but being down 6-1 is not acceptable.
Okay, Ontario hosting the Sonora Soles. Enrique Cañez, just 5 points right now off the MASL scoring lead, and he continued his dominant ways in this contest. 4 of 5 in. Enrique, sweet moves. He makes it 1-0 for the Soles. Second quarter, Justin Stinson, some fancy footwork of his own as he blows it past Alejandro Gallardo to make it 1-1. Soon after, though, Sonora had the Fury scrambling, and then finally Christian Espinoza pumps it into the back of the cage. 2-1 Soles. And then Manuel Aragon plays the bank shot off the boards across the line. Second half, down by a goal at this point, Frank Taillou just makes it look so easy. Doesn't even break a sweat. That ties it at 3. This went to a shootout with the score 1-1. Efrain Martinez gives Sonora a second tally, and then Gallardo comes up with the massive stop on Frank the Legend. And the next Sonora player missed, but so did Justin Stinson to finish it off. So the Soles win the game 4-3. Afterwards, Fury coach Jimmy Nordberg gave Sonora full props for the win. Utica City hosting the St. Louis Ambush. Christian Segura gets the home side on the board first as he dances past Jonathan Santos and smashes it home. 1-0 UCFC, and they would make it 2. Nate Bordeaux controls and crushes the Blues up 2-0. St. Louis, though, does get one back. JT Thomas right through that wall. 2-1 after 15 minutes. Second quarter, Juros Momic, right place at the right time, actually puts it in off the ambush defender, and then some kisses for the big crowd after. Nearly 4,000 on hand in Utica. Great crowd. The ambush stuck with them, though. Stefan St. Louis squeezing it past Andrew Coughlin. Just a 1-goal game. Third quarter, Paulo Nascimento, so good for the ambush and goal this year, but he would love to have that one back. Ricardo Dieguez punishes the mistake, and that proves to be the game winner, 4-3. The Outlaws hosting Florida and another East-West showdown, 4:42 in It's Double G. Gordy Gerson tipping it home on the doorstep here, giving the visitors the 1-0 advantage. 10 seconds later, brutal giveaway. Right to Antonio Manfoot, and that's a man's goal. 2-zip. FLA. They led 3-0 when Mesquite notched their first. Jorge De Leon. Nice work to get the ball past Hugo Silva. But Florida, just too much. Zach Reggett bounces it under the bar to make it 4 goals. Mesquite, to its credit, stays right with the powerful Tropics, but Florida holds on for the 5-3 victory. Okay, let's look at the goalies now and take a look at the goals against leaders in the MASL. Hugo Silva leading the way, followed by Andrew Coughlin, Rafa Diaz, William Venzela, William Banaheni, and Boris Pardo. Hey, welcome back to MASL Primetime. One of the most improved teams in the league this year has been the Harrisburg Heat, no doubt about it. They're coming off a huge win last weekend. And here to talk more about the season so far is Harrisburg goalkeeper William Banaheni. William, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thank you for having me, Alex.
Let's talk about your big road trip. You just got back from that West Coast swing and big win over Tacoma on Friday, 11-10 victory for the Heat. And I guess we could say definitely one of the crazier games you've been involved with this year.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably the craziest game I've been involved in my early career of the MASL. But, you know, we got out to a good, healthy lead, 6-1. But, you know, a team like Tacoma, you know that they're not going to roll over easily. And, you know, they're going to come and we were up 10-7 and 10-7 at the end, and they got 3 goals with 6 attacker. It came down right to the wire, but we were able to hold off. So it was a good victory with the travel.
Yeah, great win, and of course they had a ton of confidence coming off that win against unbeaten Monterey before. So yeah, no question about it. This season, you guys sport a 9-4 record. You've almost matched your entire win total from last year when you had 11. Obviously, things have really been clicking for you guys. Talk about the team's play.
Yeah, I think we're just improving from the beginning of last year. We knew it was going to be a project. You know, we had a very young team, very inexperienced team, and we're just starting to click and get it. We're still improving, and we're starting to actually learn how to play with each other, and because we have been improving.
Almost ready for the start of the third quarter. You see Wave impresario Van McNeil throwing one up into the stands, and again, doesn't look like the biggest crowd today, but all credit to these fans who made it out here today in very adverse travel conditions with the big snowstorm here in the Milwaukee area. Actually tends to be a better crowd than I was anticipating when we first got here today. So credit, again, kudos to these fans. The MASL and MITRE share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. MITRE's Astro Division Ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. MITRE's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball, and it has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Once again, the Wave would like to thank MITRE USA for providing today's match balls. MITRE, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's largest, oldest sporting good brands, starting production in 1817. MITRE is a proud partner of the Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. Underway, second half. Wave in the black uniforms going left to right as we look at the action, leading it 2-0. You know, speaking of Huddersfield, England, number 17 on the Harrisburg Heat, Dominic Francis, a native of Huddersfield, turning shot by Ian Bennett just a bit high. And I got to believe, Tenzin, that he probably grew Grew up not too far from the miter factory in Huddersfield. Driven across. Huddersfield's a town of 162,000. So no matter where you are in town, I guess you can't be too far away from it.
Yeah, I believe they have a team in the championship of the English leagues as well.
Huddersfield Town, which plays at Kirklees Stadium. Very nice stadium, opened up in 2004. They, in fact, the Terriers, as they're called, had a big win over QPR yesterday. Still 19th in the table of the championship, but from now, safe from the relegation zone, so that's certainly key. Foul going to be called on Milwaukee as Will Escape was handling the ball out to the near point. Foul going to be called on Chino. Updated score from Baltimore. 4 minutes to go, fourth period. It is the Blasts as Diaz sort of whiffed on the first attempt to recover, but he did eventually come up with it. Blast leading the Orlando Seawolves 13-3. Giveaway there by Max, who thought he was fouled. In they come. Shot off the post. Rebound, Thompson. Shot in the goal. So after the first attempt by Francis, put off the post, Thompson follows up. It's 2-1, and Max is disappointed. He thought he was fouled. And the Heat take advantage. It's now 2-1 Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's done well to get his feet out from underneath him there. Looked like he got himself tangled up a little bit, but able to get it under control, and looked like a toe poke finish there from Thompson.
Time of the goal at 1:30. Francis will get the assist. I'm sure Francis probably couldn't believe he missed the open net initially, but Thompson able to clean it up. Patrick Thompson with the big goal there for Harrisburg. His 7th of the year, also has 6 assists for 13 points. And Dominic Francis picks up his 5th assist, now 30 points on the year, to go along with the 25 goals. And just like that, the Heat is back within a point.
You know, we used to say on these back-to-backs, if you can keep it close and give your team a chance to win in the fourth quarter, you're fine. Right now, Harrisburg in okay territory, 2-1 in another building on a third game of a 4-day leg of the trip. So here, you know, they're right where they need to be.
Pereira, LSO. Got cut off there. We'll drop it back. And Alex Bradley will back it out of there for the Wave.
Building the 4 here, Alex Bradley late run in, trying to isolate Luan Salas.
Off the inboard header, Isaac Pereira! Oh, what a conversion there by Isaac, and Milwaukee right back on top by 2, 3-1.
And I'll tell you something about Isaac, playing with him for years. One thing that he is a pest in the box. Shooting that time with a header, but he's able to get those weird angles, similar to like a Leo Gibson. He's gonna, you know, he's flexible. He can get, you know, those obtuse angles where he's able to shoot around you, through you. He's having a great season this year. This time shooting a rare header goal from inside the box. Well done, Isaac.
His first goal today, 3rd of the weekend. What did we say about that haircut? Working some magic for Isaac Pereira. The young man from Mexico in his 3rd season with the Wave. LSO will get the assist as it was his bounding ball off the inboard that Pereira converted. And a big goal for Milwaukee to at least temporarily quell the momentum of the Harrisburg Heat. Just a minute and 6 seconds after Harrisburg had scored to get on the board. Ian Bennett now. Fires a shot, save, rebound, follow! Andre Hain just a bit high on the volley. Oh, Andre, his eyes had to be big as saucers there as that ball came over to him after the save by Molina, but unfortunately couldn't quite get on top of that one.
And if you're a Harrisburg defender, how do you lose him in the box? Biggest player on the field, just scored an overhead kick. Got to know where he is at all times.
Again, Wave keeping the upfield pressure. Viela able to touch it back for Molina. Molina's been pretty solid working the ball out of the back so far today. Marcio heading it up to Andre Hain. Does well to keep the possession there. So Isaac Pereira now 6 goals, 4 assists for 10 points. And Juan Salas Oliveira, LSO, 16 goals, 7 assists for 23 points. Oliveira third on the team in scoring behind Ian Bennett with 30, Max Ferdinand 28. Leading scorer Leo Gibson from Kansas City with 43. There's Alex Bradley with a follow-up goal, and Milwaukee leads it 4-1. Sir Alex converts to put the Wave up by 3.
And that is a classic build-up play from the Milwaukee Wave. Seeing Marcio along the boards there. Max clearing the zone, allowing him to get 1v1. Finding that back post shot off the wall. Good finish that time by Bradley. Well done.
Will probably go unassisted as Danny DePrima had a misplay there trying to clear it. But Bradley, Alex on the spots, converts. He's got his 13th goal of the season, and Milwaukee leads at 4-1. So 2 big goals by the Wave after Harrisburg had finally gotten on the board to start this third period. Well, we'll see if the game starts to open up a bit more here. Thompson with it. Santana. He'll back it up and work the possession. 2,285 fans on hand here today. Of course, would have been much bigger without the storm, but again, great crowd relative to the circumstances. And they're seeing a heck of a game here today so far. Bouncing through, and Diaz able to cover up. It's a good thing Marcel Berry isn't a couple inches taller. Chino getting bumped and banged along the boards from Santana, and I believe they have whistled a foul against, excuse me, wasn't Santana.
That was 2 targets in the zone, Andre getting out to isolate Max. You got 2 targets, so either Andre or Max can play that point player right now.
Huffman dispossession. The last foul was called on Malcolm Harris, number 77. Santana is 78. Max, and not going to quite get away with that one right in front of the official, Rich Grady. There you go. Look at the 33-year-old Haitian sensation, Max Ferdinand. Andre bangs it out of the corner.
It's going to allow us to identify our marks here. Good early. Wave doing a little bit better job getting in the face of players in these last couple games.
Morgan trying to post up Huffman with a body on him there. Now Villela will work it around to DePrima near side. DePrima had a big goal last year against the Wave, but I think it might have turned out to be the game winner in that 6-5 Harrisburg victory in Harrisburg, which was the final loss of last season for the Wave on their run to the championship. As LSO taken down, no call. Back comes the Heat. Fired in, wide left. So that's the last time the teams met. Wave won its final 8 regular season games and all 4 postseason games last year on their way to the championship. But the Heat got one on them in Harrisburg last year. That was the second game of a back-to-back trip, which features a Wave victory in Baltimore initially. Francis got called for the handball there, and whoa! We got a delay of game misconduct coming up against Villela. Well, he swung at the ball disgustedly after the call against Francis, but I thought it was a legitimate call against Dom Francis. Brad Beach doing a little taunting over there.
Yeah, you know, you got 4 officials on what's essentially an ice rink. Nothing goes unseen, you know. So kicking the balls after the play, everything like that, you know, that's nonsense.
So will not be a power play for the Wave, but Diallo will have to sit down and cool off a bit. That's 6:32 of the third period. He's definitely one of their key players. Leading scorer, leading playmaker in the league, and he's got to sit out from the misconduct for 5 minutes. That is definitely not going to help the Heat right here, especially trailing 4-1.
You see Max and Andrew Wiedebach making that diagonal run across the field there. That is to draw a defender away, tire them out, but also to open up space. So good movement here from the Wave.
Vega cuts back another time, took the right-footed shot, blocked, and volleyed into the stands by Will Eskay. It will be a top-of-the-arc restart for the Wave. We've reached our media timeout. Very opportune chance for the Wave to talk it over. It's Milwaukee 4, Harrisburg 1. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV.
Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
All right, they come out of the timeout. Milwaukee leading Harrisburg 4-1. Free kick top the arc for Milwaukee. You see longtime fan Booster Club member Louise Au in the stands. Boy, she has been nearly a part of the Wave organization, part of the Wave family for many, many, many years. Great to see Louise.
Love Louise. Hi, Louise.
All right, here comes Marcio, lays it off. Bennett! Shot or pass was off the mark. I think he was trying to shoot, but hit it. Here comes the Heat on the counterattack.
Yeah, this particular restart group spending at least 30 minutes after every training working on 1, 2, 3 various options depending on what the defense gives us. So, lots of options there.
Bennett will back it back up for Marcio Leite. Both teams will next be in action this upcoming weekend. Harrisburg on Saturday will be at Baltimore for a 6:05 Eastern Time game against the Blast. Every game between the Heat and the Blast is huge, with those teams currently tied for 4th, or they were coming into today's game. The Blast has already got a victory against Orlando. It was 14-3 late in the contest. Ian Bennett trying to hold off 3 defenders, but eventually De Oliveira comes up with it for Harrisburg. And the Wave, of course, will be right back here in action a week from today, Sunday, February 16th. Another 5:07 game when they host the Florida Tropics. Call the Wave Milkman Rock Ventures office for tickets, 414-224-WAVE. Quick restart, and it comes! And a shot by Hain, turned away by Molina. After Bennett was pounded down in the corner. Well, I'll tell you, great save by Molina, as he had to be alert that time after the quick restart. Chino is fouled on the other side. Foul going to Will Eskay. So, virtual corner kick for Milwaukee, as Chino will put it in. Chino gets it back from Chamale. And now for Max Ferdinand. Remember, you can also order your Wave tickets online at MilwaukeeWave.com, your source for everything Wave. And remember, with baseball season coming up sooner than we know it, well, sooner than it looks like anyway. May 26th, the Milwaukee Milkmen will be kicking off their second season down at Routine Field in Franklin. And you can order your tickets at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com, your source for everything Milkmen. Because believe it or not, the snow will all be melted by then. I'll call. I'm not sure, again, like I said, I'm not taking any bets by the time the Milwaukee Panthers take the field at Routine Field in late March for their home opener. I'm not so sure all the snow will be melted then, but I'm pretty confident by May 26th we'll be rid of it.
Wisconsin, you never know, though, right?
That's true. That's absolutely true.
I used to love those trips to San Diego, Mexico, for that reason.
Oh,
those soccer trips were some of the best.
Oh, spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Huffman fires it just wide. Derek's coming close to getting his first goal as a member of the Wave. Another solid game for the veteran defender out of Elgin, Illinois. They'll back it up now for Rafa. Returns the pass to Huffman.
You know, Derek's a player who's fit in very well, almost seamlessly into this Wave defense here. With the absence of Drew Ruggles, we needed somebody in the back who was going to be able to provide points and some toughness. So, you know, he's given us the toughness. I know the guy can score. He can assist. He's gotten one today, so great addition.
Yeah, no doubt. And, of course, we talked about his teammate from Orlando who came over in the acquisition, Mario Alvarez. And Mario, of course, is out with that knee injury. But we've seen him this weekend, Tenzin, and he's made some pretty good progress. So perhaps we'll get a chance to see Mario back on the field within a few weeks. But he is definitely working hard on his rehab, and he would be another great addition to get back in this lineup for sure.
Yeah, I just saw him in the training room actually doing his exercises during the game right now. So, you know, he's a player that's committed to getting back on this talented Wave roster here. One thing we know about the Wave is, you know, we draw a lot of great players, but, you know, it's the depth. It's the depth, and it's any given, it's next player up here in this franchise.
Yeah, we're proving it this year. And starting with when Josh Lemos was lost for the season, most teams would not be able to play anywhere near the level with losing a player like that. Arguably, not only the league's best goalkeeper, but you could argue the most valuable player in the league. And yet, Rafa Diaz and the rest of the fellas have picked it up. Here's the outlet to Ian Bennett. Ian trying to cut top the air, now cut back again. Still looking to shoot, and good defense that time. As Dylan Hundel stayed right with him and made the block.
Good feed from Ian. So good at dribbling east to west and having that cutting shot.
I said Hundel. That was actually Will Eske with the excellent defensive effort that time. Here comes Eske out of the box now. And he works it upfield, but that pass not going to go anywhere for Harrisburg. Vega hemmed in, trying to clear it out between a couple of defenders. Does well to get it up to LSL. Boy, Heat really pressing up to try to keep the ball in their attacking zone, and foul eventually going to be called, I believe, on LSL. Let's see it again.
Rafa Diaz down in the corner of the box over there after a collision with Vega. Hopefully he's okay.
Well, Rafa again he's had his share of knocks this year. Really had a tough year physically, but playing superbly for the most part. No question about that. Once again, we want to remind you that MASL Primetime is a new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bastianowski hosts this 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode, MASL Primetime. And remember, you can get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. There's Matt Icehold, the Waves' backup goalkeeper, starting to get a little loose there. Matty played the last 6 minutes of last night's game and had started the previous game against Rochester, so he's definitely had some time in the field as of late. played the final half against Kansas City in the previous game back on January 20th. See if we can, well, these are just highlights of Rafa, but again, putting together just another outstanding game today. You know, in Tenza, we knew he was a very good goalkeeper based on his performance as, again, primarily the number 2 guy behind Josh Lemos the past 3 seasons, but this year there's no question he has really come to the forefront as a starter. And
yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Rafa's a guy that we first saw when he was playing with Detroit Waza,
right,
and was instrumental in actually a loss that we took in Melvick Civic Center in Detroit. So we knew of Rafa, his shot-stopping ability. He's a tough guy. Looks like he's going to have to come out here, and we'll see Matt Isold again. But, you know, love playing with the guy.
Yeah, must have hurt his right knee or right ankle. And so here comes Matty Isold. Well, again, Matty's been there, done that before in recent weeks. Had to come on to spell Rafa for the second half of that game against Kansas City, and he hung in there for Milwaukee to win it 7-6 in overtime.
You know, our goalies do such a good job of training together every morning for a period of time before each session. So all these guys are well prepared.
In it comes Vega, trying to battle for it, and he wins it and clears it out. So Isold playing the last 6 minutes last night when the Wave pretty much had the game wrapped up against Kansas City. But that could turn out to be some key minutes to, hopefully he's already shaking the kinks out a little bit and he's ready for today. Barry coming forward. Good step up by Vega to make the play. Now back for Isold. That's a step out and get it, and a shot and a goal. Tavoy Morgan bangs it in, and just like that, the Heat is back within 2 at 4-2. Check it out one more time on the Wisconsin Vision replay. Good sliding effort by Barry to keep it alive. And with Isold out of position, Tavoy Morgan puts it home at 12:55 of the third period.
Yeah, kind of what I thought was a heavy touch in transition turned into a good goal scoring opportunity over there. Maybe an opportunity to just clear that ball right there. Didn't get a good look at it.
So Tavoy Morgan getting his 9th goal of the year. This is only his 8th game. He had missed quite a few games earlier in the season, but he has picked right up with the production that he had last year for the Heat. 9 goals, 2 assists for 11 points. And that will be an unassisted goal for Morgan in the Harrisburg Heat. Matty Isold up in the zone. Santana now with it for the Heats. Chips to midfield. Boy, what a ball right there to Malcolm Harris. Dropped it right in there. 3-2 Harrisburg. Here they come. Shot and a save. Biella with the shot and a great save, but now Vandergrift gives it up. Isold slides out to get it. Shot turned away by Daniel Chamale. Well, both Isold and Chamale coming up with big plays.
You know, anytime you see your keeper have to come out for a challenge like that, you have to sink back into your goal to, you know, to potentially clear the ball. That time, Chamale found himself in a good position and a key block, saving a goal there.
Bielo, he's got some room, fires a shot, save Isold. Bielo staying with it. Cleared out and stays in play. He thought it was out of bounds, beyond the boards, but you got that glass down by the VIP area that kind of curves out and kept it in there.
Yeah, you get the feeling Harrisburg right now smelling a little bit blood here, so Wave got to get their defensive shape in order, get back, calm down a little bit, get back to their defensive ways here.
Gibson trying to get around Chamale and eventually blasted one out of play. So with the injury to Rafa Diaz, who was virtually in total shutdown mode against the Heat, Harrisburg able to score a quick goal when Matt Isold came in, and there's no doubt that's got to give him some energy here. LSO to Bennett. DePrimo with it now. 10 seconds to go in the period. Morgan got around Chamali. Rolls it in wide right. Francis with it. Francis jumps it over to the near side. Cleared out, and that'll do it. Some serious pressure from the Heat at the end of the period, but Matt Isold coming up with some big saves for sure. We go to the fourth. Hang on, fans. All of a sudden, the tone of this game changing a bit. It's Milwaukee 4, Harrisburg 2. This is Wave Soccer on MASL TV.
There's no one way to explore the world. My way is to push myself and never take the easy road.
I prefer a road that winds through forests and goes up mountains because I've always been an adventurer at heart. That's why I can't wait to be a scout.
Because scouting will guide me to great things. It won't just teach me to navigate the woods with confidence, but it'll give me the confidence to navigate the world.
I'll enter the scouts as the best version of myself today and will grow into the best version of myself for my future.
Scouting will show me how to use bravery, trustworthiness, loyalty, and kindness to become a person I'm proud to be.
Because there's no one way to explore the world, and my way is in the scouts. So
scout me in.
Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
We had a vision of creating a sports medicine program from the grassroots level, from peewees to the pros. At Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we are taking care of athletes and getting them back on the field. Over 80% of the patients that come to see us for sports-related injuries do not need surgery. That really surprises people. We can relate to our patients because many of us have been there. Athletes like to say they give 110%. Well, guess what? So do we.
We are Dental Associates, a passionate team dedicated to providing care for your entire family. From a simple cleaning to braces, Invisalign, wisdom teeth removal, dentures, and dental implants, we conveniently do it all. Best of all, we're a family-owned business headquartered in Milwaukee.
Our team members are Wisconsin families like yours, with a mission to improve lives beyond dentistry.
Contact us today to schedule your next appointment.
Some of my best memories growing up were cooking with Mom. She always said, food is love. So when she moved in with us, a new kitchen became part of our financial plan. There was a dream. I want to make the most of every meal we have together.
At Northwestern Mutual, our version of financial planning helps you live your dreams today. Find a Northwestern Mutual advisor at nm.com.
All right, Brad Beach on the hoverboard here at Panther Arena, trying to inspire this crowd to see if they can help the Wave hang on to this 4-2 lead. Go into the fourth. Tom went along with Wave former team captain Tenzin Rampa. And Tenzin, the tone of this game seemed to change dramatically in the last few minutes of the third quarter.
Yeah, it really has. And, you know, if you're Harrisburg, you're down 2 on the road to the defending champs. You can't be too upset about it. And if you're the Wave, you got to find some consistency here. Don't trade goals. Keep possession, but meaningful possession. Finish with shots.
Wave was, well, I don't want to say cruising along, but they certainly had good leverage in the game at 4-1. Going late to the third period, and then after the injury to Rafa Diaz went out with an apparent knee or ankle injury. Matt Isold came in. The Heat scored less than a minute after that, and game was on again. Max, bouncing shot, shot a goal! Beyond the Thunderdome, the IMAX tandem, Bennett with the assist, put it up on the big screen. It's 5-2 Milwaukee.
I absolutely love it. That time, the two of them reversing roles. Max on the receiving end of a beautiful delivery from Ian Bennett. A searching ball, catching the defender off guard a little bit. Max with a good first touch off his chest and a left-footed corner shot. Beautiful play right there. Great start to the fourth quarter.
Third goal of the weekend for Max, his first today. What a beautiful finish there. And the assist to his IMAX tandem partner, Ian Bennett, his fourth of the year, Ian's first point of the night. And that was very timely production there to put the Wave back up on 3, 5-2. So Harrisburg with the momentum coming to the fourth, but the Wave with a goal just 14 seconds into the fourth to regain the 3-goal advantage. Said the Heat's destiny this season as far as the postseason going to be determined in games against the Wave and the Blast. There is a turning shot and a goal. Feed out of the corner and an unmarked player coming to the top of the area there. And I believe that's Will Eske, and he banged it in to make it 5-3.
Yeah, pretty much unmarked coming out of the back there. Well done by Gibson to bring it down and corral it.
So Eske puts it away. I was going to say, you know, the Heat's fate determined in the two games between Milwaukee and the 3 remaining games with Baltimore. Whether or not they're going to make it to the postseason or not.
2 goals in under a minute, and that's indoor soccer right there. Right back in the game here we are.
5-3. Crowd of 2,200, not too many of them left. Well, first of all, they probably don't want to leave with all the snow outside, but secondly, looks like we got a potential thriller coming down to the end here. Will Eske, that's his 8th goal of the season. Gerger Gibson with the assist, so Gerger playing with 1.5 good legs. He's got a big brace on one of those legs, but doing a nice job today for the Heat. Gets his 12th assist, also has 9 goals for 21 points. Foul going to be called on Vandegrift.
Yep, going to get Isaac right there for delay a game. Delay a game?
Well, they've got the penalty box door open. Wow.
Looked like he knocked the ball away.
So Wave got a warning, remember, in the first half, and now the second one. And Pereira will have to sit for 5 minutes. That untimely for the Wave. Time of the penalty at 1:49. Ball knocked in out of the corner. Good reaction there by Icehold. Well, I tell, Harrisburg has scored a couple of times since Icehold came in, but Matty has made a couple of great saves and some other great plays. He could easily have a couple more goals here. Thompson gets it at midfield. Chamali knocks it away, cleared up. Andre Hain has it. Here's Andre coming up 1-on-3, now 2-on-4 with Matty Yang. Almost able to get through, but 1-on-3, your odds of getting through on the dribble, not overwhelming.
Yeah, Wave looking a little disjointed here. This is where you lean on your leaders to calm your team down here a little bit.
Santana will play it back in the middle as De Oliveira. Got it back from Hundelt. Now Molina. And had Eskay to the near board, but Will just couldn't make the trap there. I've been impressed with Molina, though. His distribution's been pretty solid today.
He's been good, and right there, I thought he got himself in a little bit of trouble, but he finds his outlet. Unlucky there for that ball to go out of bounds.
Marcel will run up now and play it back for Matty Isold. Matty, the 31-year-old native of Burlington, former Burlington High School Demon. Back in his high school days, and went on to play at Wisconsin Lutheran.
Yeah, you know, and that right there is a moment exactly what Matt's got to work on right there, is just finding that ball off the boards, not straight down route one right there. A very difficult ball to take down as a target. You know, you got those big, tall boards in the corner. Those are the ones you want to hit.
Max working against Thompson. Max in the corner. Max fires it in. Chino able to get it back out. Bradley, Ferdinand, and now recycle for Matt Isold. Huge goal by Max to start the fourth period off the assist from Bennett, as Francis almost snuck up behind him. However, Heat answered back just 41 seconds later on the goal by Will Eskay from Gerger Gibson. DePrima works it out of the corner, back for Molina. Wave trying to keep some pressure on. Out to midfield, Marcio steps up to head it away. Now Santana back the other way. Chino able to win the battle against Marcel Berry. Might have had a little bit of a bump there, but officials say play on.
Yeah, probably a little bit too much route one for players like Marcio's liking right here. So maybe we get back to building the attack again, building the four, building the three, runs off the target.
Bradley double teamed. Alex trying to send it out to the middle, but the Heat comes away with it. Eskay with it. And eventually they stabilize the control over near the bench. You can tell right now the crowd's a bit edgy as we come down the stretch here. Heat trying to break a two-game losing skid. A victory here today would actually give them a split on these last four road games. It started in Tacoma January 31st. They had an 11-10 victory. Gibson centering, shot and a goal as Santana's there to head it in. And just like that, we have a one-goal game.
Yeah, and that time Gibson allowed to spin up along the boards, and a late runner header goal.
One more time on the replay. Nelson Santana still moves up and down that field pretty well for a guy who's 41. And he just beat LSO to the goal mouth there.
Yeah, the moment you see that player turn up the boards, wrap your guy up.
Fifth goal of the year for Santana. Gibson now with back-to-back assists, as he had the assist on Eskay's prior goal at 55 seconds. And if the crowd was nervous before, they are really nervous right now. Matt Isold pressed into duty with the injury to Rafa Diaz. Well, Rafa's still standing down there on the boards, so hopefully it's not going to be a long-term injury that he suffered, but we probably won't know until the next day or so here.
You know, if I'm Chad, Chamale, and Yang on the field right now, I'm wondering why is Matt Isold, my goalie, making so many entry passes into the box? I need to get on that ball. I need to be the one finding Max. I need to be the one finding Andre.
Good points. Here's Andre moving it upfield. Does well to get around Ty Hall. 3-on-3 with Max and Yang. Max over to Matthew Yang coming in. Shot deflected. Matty Yang cleared off the line. Oh, he had a Yang bang coming, and somebody cleared it off the line behind the goalkeeper, Molina. Isold with a pass far side.
Watch here at the
away.
back post.
Look out.
There it is.
Francis, shot and a goal. And the man from Huddersfield, England, the home of Mitre, has tied it up with his 26th of the year. Right at the stage, it looked like Milwaukee might forge into a 2-goal advantage again. Check it out one more time. Time of the goal at 6:05. And a very disappointed Matt Isold and the Milwaukee Wave now find themselves in a tie game with the Harrisburg Heat.
You know, as a defender, during sequences like that, I'd always put myself in the state of mind, think worst case scenario, and there it was right there, the one-time ball to the back post at the late run, who you maybe have thought wouldn't have got the ball, perfectly passed there. Here we go, 5-5.
I believe it was Villela with the assist. His league leading 21st of the year. Oh, Matthew Yang so close to putting the Wave up by 2. I didn't see who it was, Tenzin, the defender behind the goalkeeper, but that was the defensive player of the game for the Heat.
Yep.
And we are back to even at 5 apiece. Boy, all that work the Wave did to forge the 3-goal lead is now back to even. And credit the Heats for maintaining their efforts coming back here. Would have been easy to hang their heads when they were down by 3 at 4-1. But they have stuck with it and tied it up.
No natural target on the field right now.
Barry able to win the ball from Leite, played upfield. And Bradley will track it down. It is just amazing how much energy you get in your legs when your team scores a couple of goals, or in this case, 3 straight goals to tie up a game on the road. And I think they're going to get Alex Bradley for a handball there. Dominic Francis, who just scored the tying goal. Dealt with it as he'll cycle it back out for DePrima. Game 4 of a 5-game homestand for the Wave. They've got the Florida Tropics, the East Division leading Florida Tropics with a record of 13-1, coming to town a week from today, Sunday, February 16th at 5:07. You can order your tickets online at MilwaukeeWave.com or call the Rock Ventures Wave Milkman office, 414-224-WAVE. Heat will be back in action Saturday night in Baltimore, more specifically the CQ Arena in Towson, when they take on the Baltimore Blast at 6:05 Eastern Time. And if they come off a victory here today, they are really going to have the momentum. Thompson with a shot that's up high and wide. And now it's the Heats with an extended possession.
Wave being forced to weather the storm here a little bit here.
Ball rolled through, Wave trying to get it out of there. LSO heads up field with it, and he's pounded in the wall by Villela.
Could have easily been a blue there.
Yes, it could have. Villela, the Mexican native, check this out.
Yeah, if that's not boarding, I don't know. Wow. I don't know what is right there. All right, here we are. Maddie with another ball, down right one. Got to find those corners here.
Jamali will get it back for Matty Isold. Now for Andre Hain. Well, Andre at least got a head on it to get it out. Otherwise, that would have been top of the arc restart for the Harrisburg Heats. Media timeouts.
And I think that timeout is going to be great for the Wave here to calm themselves. Need a calming presence right now. I'm sure Coach Giuliano's telling his guys, hey, settle down a little bit, take a breath, get back into our offense here. You see Rafa talking to Ice.
again, well, we don't want to spoil it for the fans who are going to try to guess here today. So, so we'll hold off on commenting guess the attendance. But again, just great crowd coming out today on a very snowy day here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, we appreciate the Wave diehard fans here.
Well, this is a game certainly the fellas have to try to generate a bit of energy on their own. And yeah, I'm not sure what else Coach Oliviero can tell them. I mean, had a great game plan. They were executing well, but Rafa got hurt, and that definitely changed the tone. And you know, as much for the Wave as it did for Harrisburg. When Harrisburg got that goal and realized Rafa wasn't coming back in the game, I just got to imagine that seemed like Tenzin that like maybe they scored 3 goals at one time.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, regardless of who's coming in or who's not coming in, anytime your goalie has to be changed, you know, you're thinking, okay, is this a moment that we can capitalize on? Because he hasn't come into the game yet. He's cold, right? So test him early. And Harrisburg right now tied with under 6 minutes left. Incredible.
And again, I'm not, by no means am I trying to indict Matt Eisel. Matty is played excellent. All the chances that Harrisburg scored on, I really don't know there was anything he could do, and he stopped a couple others point blank. So, but as you said, this is where the rest of the team has really got to step up.
Yeah, let's see if we've regained our composure here after the timeout.
Into the post, little touch off. Max is going to get there to win the ball from Hundelt.
Well done for following your runner there, Max.
And they'll start back. Marcio lays it off. Ian Bennett into the corner, stumbling down. Hopefully he's okay. Now, almost a steal by Chino. Good pressure there, but the Heat able to break it. Andre steps up. Bennett with it. Plays it for Chino. Chino with a shot! Off the post! Rebound, Hain kept it alive, but it's cleared by the Heat. Oh, almost a miracle score by Chino.
Deflecting back off the keeper's head, off of the crossbar, somehow not going back into the net.
Molina leading the charmed life on that one. Andre Hain sends it across. Molina lunging out, pushes it away. And the Heat brings it back up. Viela works it across. Shot off the end board, buried down the middle. Couldn't convert. And Bradley with a big block after that. Well, I tell you, Viela, all of a sudden, he is becoming extremely dangerous out there.
Good feet.
4th year in the league, is second with the Heat. Originally played for that team in Baja.
You know, players like him, a nightmare to mark, just so active, good on their feet. You know, reminds me of former Blast player Robbie Aristodemo a little bit.
Good.
Nightmare to mark, very active.
Good call, Tenzin. Good call on that one as Bradley launched one up over the goal. Here's the previous sequence. As that one hits the frame, comes down and hits the back of the goalkeeper Molina, but would not go in for the Wave. Still 3.5 to go. Good step up there by Chamali to break it up. Comes to Max. Max walking in. Max shot off the near post. Oh, unlucky there. LSO trying to step up and win it. And good job by the Heat to send it forward. Eisel will back up and grab that one.
Oh, unlucky there from Max. That's his signature side foot near post right there. Just hitting off the inside of the post.
Just a few centimeters to the left, and he would have had it. 3 minutes to go, and we are tied at 5. Harrisburg has the last 3 goals in this contest. Ian can't corral that one. But does a good job to win it as he plays it back to midfield for Huffman.
So that ball from Marcio into Ian is exactly the type of ball that a player like Matt Eisel needs to work on. Overplaying the board to allow the Wave player to get there first.
Now Izak at midfield. Did not see Francis sneaking up behind him. As De Oliveira has it. Santana. Oh, Marcel Berry jumping on the field. Had to double check, make sure he wasn't the 6th man, 7th man on the field for the Heat.
That is what you do not need right now, is a 2-minute penalty with 2:06 left in the game. Both teams got to be careful here.
Neither team has had a power play today. DePrima coming down. Marcio able to cut him back. Danny DePrima will reload it. Play it back across. Shot just wide. Boy, that was a pretty good move there by Marcel Harris. Malcolm Harris, I should say. And he didn't miss by much. Wave will spread it out now. Now remember, goalkeepers can bring it across the center line in the 4th period if they want to. Before that, you cannot. De Oliveira sends it long. Gibson! And now Berry with a shot and a goal. Marcel Berry following up the play. And the rookie from William & Mary puts it away to give Harrisburg the lead at 6-5.
Yeah, I just got the jump on the mark there off the initial layoff from Gibson.
Marcio trying to stay with him. I'll tell you, Berry, though, has got some major speed. And, boy, he finished it well there.
And that is exactly the type of goal that you're going to see in the playoffs, Tom. You know, players just making decisive runs, cutting runs in through the box here, something the Wave are going to have to be prepared for here going into the playoffs.
Berry from Gibson at 13:45, and Wave, no doubt, is going to be coming back with a 6th attacker to try and get the tying goal in the last 75 seconds of this. Berry with his 4th of the season, and Gerger Gibson with his 3rd assist, all coming in the 4th quarter of this game. And again, Gerger limping around on one bad leg there, but boy, again, he's put everything on the line here to make the plays for Harrisburg. Credit to him. Credit to the Heats. Wave was up 4-1 going late to the 3rd period when the Heat scored to make it 4-2, and then Milwaukee scored a goal just 14 seconds into the 4th period to go 5-2. But since then, the Heat has stormed back with 4 goals. Eske, Santana, Francis, and the most recent by Marcel Berry. Chino Anna's the 6th attacker. Empty net to the right as we face it. Does the Wave have a miracle goal to possibly tie this thing up? Marcio steps in over to Bradley. Good defense by Oliveira to De Oliveira to get it back. LSO falls down at midfield. Look out. Thompson over to Hundelt. Kick save and a beauty. Now Hundelt again across far side. Clock is ticking down under 40 seconds. Boy, Chino, what a save he made. Gets it up to LSO. LSO sends it down. Ian Bennett in front. Shot blocked.
Oh.
Bradley trying to get there just a bit late.
Still got time to set up an attack here.
Bradley walking in. Shot off the board. Chino! And he drives one up and over with 16.7. Well, he had a good look. Wave was able to get the Heat going side to side there for a moment, but unfortunately couldn't convert. Boy, Molina just getting a fingertip, I believe, on that ball with Ian Bennett in front. Heat going to take a timeout. So we will come back with more. It's Heat 6, Wave 5. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV. 16.7 seconds left to go here in Milwaukee with the Heat leading the Wave 6-5. And I know that man right there, Giuliano Oliviero, the coach of the Wave, he'll be replaying this fourth quarter for a long time, Tenzin. Well, regardless how it turns out, but right now it looks like the Heat is going to get out of here with a victory.
So here's what we got to do here. 2-2-1 defense, defending this goal throw. Got to win this first ball here.
Molina. He'll wind it up. He doesn't have the strongest arm. Headed into the Wave bench. Should be Wave ball, I believe. It is.
Here we go.
Quick restart. Final time for the Wave here. 7 seconds. Marcio across for Chino. They don't have much time. He fires one in the middle. It's knocked down out to midfield. The Harrisburg Heats, with undoubtedly one of their biggest road games in franchise history. They come storming back from a 3-goal fourth quarter deficit to beat the Wave 6-5. And that man right there, Jesus Molina, as worthy a player of the game for Harrisburg as anybody else. Chino in the way of disappointment. And boy, this one is going to hurt, Tenzin.
Yeah, credit goes to the Heat. You know, like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, you know, it's their third game, but it's a young Heat team. They're a hungry team. They're learning the game. Hey, this is a good victory for them. For the Wave, easy things to correct. Marking in the box, following your runners. So all things, you know, they're going to be there in the playoffs, right? These are things to iron out.
Heat improves to 10-6, 5-5 on the road. And they beat Milwaukee for the second straight time, dating back to last season. The Wave falls to 9-4, 4-3 at home. The last time the Wave lost as many as 3 games at home, you got to go back to the 2015-16 season. First 2 years in the MASL, they were 7-3 at home, both years. 14-15, 15-16 is part of a 13-7 campaign. Our thanks once again to the Panther Arena production crew led by our director, Ian Thompson. You see the next broadcast coming up on a week from tonight. That'll be Sunday, February 16th, Military Appreciation Night, when the Wave takes on the Florida Tropics. Let's get ready to send it down to Van McNeil. Here it is. Talk with Andre Hain.
This one's a little hard to swallow. Yeah, for sure. We wanted to get the victory here. Unfortunately, we didn't finish strong in the fourth quarter. They come up with a couple other mistakes and then ended up having the win.
We got some things to work on. Florida's coming in here next Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Now it's just rest after these 2 games this weekend and then get back on Monday and focus on Florida and go for the back-to-back championship.
All right, thanks, Andre. It's great to have you back. Absolutely. Andre Hain, our Professional Construction Incorporated hardest working player of the game. For the entire crew here at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, as we send it back up to Tom and Tenzin, my name is Van McNeil, under the direction of Jim Rinelli, for Doreen Michaels and the entire staff here at Panther Arena. Have a great night, and let's go Wave. Post-game autograph session coming up.
All right, thanks, Van. Again, the final here, Harrisburg 6, Milwaukee 5. And we will do it again a week from tonight, Tenzin, so we'll look forward to seeing that. Hopefully not as much snow as we got here, although I guess it would be kind of great to greet the tropics with a bit of snow. But, probably won't have as much as we did today. So thanks again, great stuff. Thanks again to everybody else who tuned in. We hope you enjoyed it. And so for Tenzin Ramp and Tom Wynn, wishing you a good one. Our final score tonight's Harrisburg 6, Milwaukee 5. You've been watching Wave Soccer and MASL TV.